It's time for a quickie.
Absolutely.
We'll just get straight into it because that's what we do. We do it and then we get out.
Yep, one quickie every fortnight.
Yep. Today's quickie is questions. I'm Liz Best.
I'm Tom Harris. Hello.
Now, I had a question that was written to me privately on Facebook.
Okay.
It starts with, how does it start? It's a relationship dating expert hat on, please. This is a personal friend of mine.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a bit of backstory of this and then I will ask the question that I was actually asked.
Okay.
So this person had a bit of a fling with somebody on Tinder.
Bit of a fling.
And then became pregnant.
Oh dear.
And decided that they were going to have the baby because they have some conditions that would make it difficult to get pregnant. So the fact that they got pregnant is actually kind of
tickety-boo.
friggin' amazing.
Well done.
Now this guy was like, absolutely not, having nothing to do with you. Good day to you. I said good day.
Yes.
Which, you know, she was fine with because she's like, you know what, I want my baby. This is going to be great.
Yep.
Now that the gorgeous little girl is born and so adorable, the guy is like, okay, I've changed my mind. I want to be dad now. Which, as she said to me several times, you know, I guess I want the best for my daughter, and if that means having baby daddy, you know, and I said to her too at the time, I said, look, at this point, it's one extra person in the world who loves your daughter, and
yes.
You know, if it becomes that he doesn't love her, then you kick him out of your life. But here's the question. So since he's been coming over to look after the little girl and get to know her, she's been feeling a little certain way about her baby daddy.
Oh.
Yeah. So she was like, I'm so mad at myself because I hate him for what he did to us by just immediately abandoning me through the pregnancy. He basically came back in when she was like 6 months old and was like, okay, I'm here now.
Okay.
And then she started telling me, oh no, when I see them doing skin on skin contact together, it does something to me. And then last night I get this. Here's my question. How do I handle baby daddy's phone blowing up with Tinder notifications and then him sitting on the couch and hiding his screen so obviously so that I know that he's responding to them while he's at my house? It physically makes my chest hurt.
Right.
Now here's what I asked her permission. I said, can I talk about what we've talked about on the phone here today? Now I'll give you an option to give an answer first, but then I'll tell you what I told her.
Right. I don't know. I don't think I have an answer ready. So I think I want to.
That's fine.
I want to explore it a bit more before I get all my knives out. I'll sharpen them under the table, but we'll go.
Well, look. First of all, the first thing I said to her is, you are literally biologically programmed to feel this way about your baby's father.
Yes.
So seeing him, like, I mean, seeing guys that I haven't had sex with interacting with little babies makes my little heart pitter-patter. And even if I don't know them, I'm like, oh my God, man with baby, because my hormones, they just come rushing in and you know.
So that's the first acknowledgement.
The first acknowledgement is it's perfectly natural. The second is don't do it.
Yep, sure, yep.
I basically said, and she's like, I just feel upset that he is comfortable enough to do Tinder at my house. And I said, I said, first of all, has the child gone to bed? Yes. Why is he still at your house?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
I said to her, you've made him so comfy to be in your presence that he feels comfortable enough to scroll Tinder on your phone or do whatever. And I said, this to me, this issue is about boundaries.
Yes.
So she needs to, and I know that you'll be listening to this. Much love to you, but just in case you forgot what we talked about on the phone 2 hours ago, you need to make sure that you set some boundaries down, that when you communicate, it is only about your beautiful little girl, because you need to assume that nothing is ever going to happen between you two. Because if he is the type of person that is going to abandon you when you need him and then actively scroll Tinder whilst on your couch, then you need to set some boundaries. Try and meet in places that are neutral. Regain your space.
Yes, I think you're spot on the money there, Liz. It's always an interesting dynamic when from nothing, from a one night stand, suddenly 2 lives
connected
for
forever
the rest of, and there's no history, there's no like base relationship that you can look back on and go like, oh yeah, well we figured it out like this. It's just sort of plopped all on your plate all at once. I'm not going to begrudge the dude from not initially not wanting to have anything to do with the kid, and then over time, because on this podcast we've talked about soul searching and going away and looking deep. He might have done that and gone, geez, I don't have anything with this woman, but this child I will be there for. That's great. That's what we want. We want parents in kids' lives. So I'm gonna push all that sort of to the side. We're trying to figure out this relationship. They don't have a relationship.
No, they
like
don't.
A romantic
and
relationship.
I think this is what she needs to get in her head, because I think he very clearly knows there is nothing between them, but I don't think she has accepted that, because all her little hormones and her ovaries are going, "Ooh, daddy, nice with baby."
Yes.
You know?
So this guy isn't... Okay, he's not doing it in the best way, but he's not so much wrong.
I don't think he's
right?
doing anything wrong.
He's just getting away. He's just doing what he can get away with, or what's comfortable. He's allowed to do it in her house because he's gotten away with it. So it is establishing that sort of no. We share this, so we need there's neutral territories. There's mutual grounds.
Yeah, and I think she needs to. She's going to hurt her own feelings by, like, she's like,
yes,
but he wanted to stay and chat afterwards. I'm like, I don't care. The only thing that connects you two in your brain has to be this child. You don't stay and chat. If there's something that he wants to talk about that's a custody thing, you can talk about that, and then otherwise be like, okay, thanks so much for coming over and helping put my child to bed. But other than that, okay, bye. You know, or I said if because this guy, he's quite young, he's still got flatmates, and so I said, well, why don't you take her to his house? And she's like, well, the flatmates thing. I said, well, okay, how about you do something like, rather than you be there with them, like he can come and learn how to do the bedtime routine exactly like you've done, except you go do some grocery shopping while they're playing. You make a reason, go walk the dog around, let them have one-on-one time. But he is not your boyfriend. He's not your husband, and all communication. To avoid hurting your own feelings for longer than you have to, you need to break your own heart now.
Yes, this is a foundation of co-parenting.
Yes.
And that's priority number 1. That's level 1.
Yeah.
Interesting, fascinating sort of dilemma to have to go through.
See why I wanted to talk about it on air?
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
If anybody else has any other advice or disagrees with me, please let me know. But yes. Zane's bringing the microphone down.
All right, that's done.
Fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, you're totally within your rights to like say no Tinder in my house, please.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I think that's
true.
a perfect line to draw.
I think
everything else you said is absolutely true, and I go with that.
I just don't think that he should be at her house doing nothing enough to be able to be on Tinder. So if we cut it off before then,
a tourist father, like he comes to your house to play father and then leaves again.
Yeah,
definitely take fatherhood outside of your house and spread it around a bit.
Yeah. But if he's got time to be scrolling Tinder at your house, he shouldn't be at your house, because the babysitting and parenting that he is doing is done.
Yep. Yes.
So, yes, I agree with what Zane says, but if you do it my way, he's not going to have time for Tinder at your house.
So have we answered the question?
I think so.
I think so. What it was.
And for the person who disclosed this to me, every time you start feeling your little heart go pitter-patter or your hormones go crazy, listen to this episode right now. Cue it up to right this time. Don't stop it. He is only the biological father of your child and nothing more.
Yes.
Bad girl. Yes. Stop it. Get him out of the house.
You listen to her, young lady, all right? I don't want to have this conversation in 6 months' time, all right? Now clean your room up. This is probably a person-by-person basis. We'll have different answers for different reasons. Could you remarry after the death of your spouse?
Yes.
Could you? It's such a fascinating.
Yes.
It's such a fascinating.
I don't know. I've never been married. I can't say.
Yes, obviously.
Do you know what? If I met somebody, if I had been married and I was fully convinced that they were the love of my life, and then a few years, however long later, I met someone that made me feel a different version of that same way, then yes, I could. I think.
I don't, because it's, I mean, the vows are till death do us part, right? So
Oh,
it's not
that's-
like no. Don't
Contractually,
I know,
we
no,
are
no,
obliged,
I'm not-
and now the contract is over.
Yeah, we're coming at this as, so if you're the spouse that passed away, are you allowed to watch up from heaven going, "Oi"?
I would want my partner to move on because it can be really lonely after
Yeah,
someone's died. Not too soon. Like if it's 6 months later, I'd be a bit unimpressed.
let me get in the ground first.
I reckon anything a year and onwards is reasonable.
Yeah, but I think I would want my partner to be happy or to be at least have companionship, not to be alone. So I think it would be. I think it's
companionship, sex.
all the things. So I think it would be selfish to say, quite selfish, I think, from my opinion, to say, no, once this is it.
Unless, here's my unless.
Yeah.
If it's somebody that I had a problem with while I was alive, you can get fucked.
So a little list. All right, when I die, no one on this list, please. Otherwise, you'll be haunted.
If I thought, if I was like, I don't like Isabel, I don't like the feeling that she gives me, and then when I die, my ex-husband, shacks up with Isabel, there's going to be fire and brimstone. I will haunt you.
You will
if
be
that
haunted.
happens.
Great.
I think we had two long enough answers, that two questions long enough for this particular episode. What do you reckon?
It did spiral.
Went fast.
Yeah, totally fine by me. I would love to know. It feels insensitive, and I'm sorry for asking, but if you have dated after the death of a spouse or a girlfriend or a partner, it doesn't have to be marriage. Let us know what's it like. Do you wrestle with guilt about doing it? I'm sure you would. I assume you would for a good while afterwards. Do you have to? I'm sure it's like anyone dating. You've got to make sure you're ready to date again, right? You can't just plunge into those oceans. It might seem sad and insensitive, but it does happen in the world. It's happening time and time again. So if that happens to you,
let us know how it's like dating after a partner's passed away.
Sorry to sort of drag down the mood, but
you're such a bummer, Tom. You're always the negative person on this podcast.
Sad things exist in the world, and there's no point shying away from them. We have to remind ourselves that uncomfortable things will happen in life. But next week, your wacky zany Ghost of Boyfriend's Past will be back for regular schedule.
Don't make us promise that.
No, yeah,
could be a sad episode next week. I haven't scheduled yet.
Yes, I don't want to brand anything I do as zany. What a terrible descriptor. Zany. Ooh. And particularly when our producer is Zane as well.
If you have any questions, please write them in. We love donning our agony aunt and uncle hats on, and all the details will be in the show notes.
La la la